Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Worst Ones podcast. My name is Rudy Wilson. I'm a preacher's kid. We got Janessa Rowland. She's a preacher's kid. We got Terry Wayne. He's a preacher's kid. And we got Kellie Lee. She is a preacher's kid.
Boom shakalaka.
Boom shakalaka. Came in hot. How's everyone doing? Terry Wayne, let's start with you. What's poppin'?
I'm having a terrible time right now.
There you go.
I had a terrible day.
Okay.
I know. My car, I love my car and it's breaking.
You did what to your car?
I said I love my car and it's breaking.
Oh, it's
breaking.
Terry.
I know.
That's hard.
I know. I think it's the transmission and that's going to be at least like $3,000. So
should we contact one of the local churches and see if they can
pay for me? Yeah.
Use their finances. This is what the church is supposed to have.
Right.
Supposed to have my
Missionary fund. Right.
No, they'll send thoughts and prayers.
Right.
They'll do.
Definitely thoughts and prayers. You're gonna get that 100%.
You can put your GoFundMe, your Cash App down there, maybe do some donations.
There you go.
thoughts and prayers ain't gonna pick me up from 95 though. So
at all. Not at all.
Not true. All. Prayers may.
Not thoughts.
Not thoughts.
Maybe the prayer get somebody to thought to then pick you up. You know
what is the difference?
Oh, gosh, what is the difference?
I thought about praying. How about that?
I thought about praying. Gotcha. Janessa.
Yes.
How art thou?
I'm great. It's been a busy week work-wise, just life-wise. You know, outside is back open and everybody wants to do stuff. Mm-hmm. So just trying to, do work-life balance again. It's been a challenge, but I'm figuring it out.
Which one has been getting the shorter end of the stick, the life or the work?
I don't know. Like, I feel like some way, somehow it's all getting done. Mm-hmm. But I think I am having to pull back on life a little bit and tell people I can't. So there's that.
Gotcha. For sure. Kellie?
I can't complain. I'm out on summer break. So yeah.
Just today, like I'm really sick of all this incessant positivity out of you and Janessa.
What?
I don't know. Just in a bad mood and need to direct it at somebody.
Kellie,
my girlfriend?
Have you right? Kellie, have you made any progress in reference to answering your question about your boyfriend going to strip clubs and shit? Did we ever get anywhere?
Nope.
Gotcha.
Haven't gotten anywhere.
Does he listen to the podcast?
Has he gotten anywhere?
No. He does not, but I did tell he's not my boyfriend first.
Oh. Just a booty call. Got it.
Yes. He's not a booty call either. He is a friend that I'm attracted to.
Gotcha.
But I did tell him that he provided content for the podcast.
Gotcha.
Send him a link.
I was saying he doesn't want to hear the podcast, Kellie.
I didn't offer him that much.
I don't think she wants him to hear. I don't think it was him. I think it was her. I think she was the problem.
Didn't offer him that much. So yeah, but haven't made no progress. Still in the same spot.
Gotcha. All right. Still out here lonely. I got
pretty much. We're cheering for you guys.
Just good for me.
Yeah, I don't see myself. I don't see anybody putting up with me anytime soon. So there's that. And I don't even go to strip clubs.
I can barely handle you 1 hour a week.
I'm enough without the strip club. All by
Too
itself.
much sound like.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was at a strip club on Sunday.
There you go.
But, yeah, just doing a feature, but
gotcha.
Still.
Gotcha.
You said you went to the strip club on Sunday?
Yeah, I was doing a comedy show.
Oh, well, the stripper stripping while you were doing your act?
No, it's kind of hard to.
Yeah,
well, I mean, it's
no one would pay him any attention.
Poor choice. But no, it would be kind of hard with the strippers actually in the room But
yeah, I just wondered. I'm like, maybe they were getting lap dances and laughing. I don't know.
No,
Lap dance, laugh, I don't know.
no, this is like a little lounge that's attached to it. But the great part is like the strippers will actually get dressed and come over and watch the show. So,
Oh,
yeah.
look.
And
You
if they
support
like
them, they support
they
you.
think
Did
you're
you go
funny-
afterwards and throw ones? I mean,
You can, yeah. A lot of times that's what ends up happening is
yeah.
They
Because you
come
can't
and
allow
watch
them
our
to
show,
support
and then we
you and
go
you
watch
don't
their
support
show.
them.
I
said you can't allow them to come and support you and you not go and support them.
Well, that's true. Plus,
Mhm.
if they liked your jokes and you made them laugh, like they can tip really well, you know.
In cash.
And unique ways actually. But
you know, I did a comedy show once that was like intertwined with a burlesque show. Like, so, you know, so it was at like a regular spot, but like it was like a comedian and then the burlesque woman, comedian and burlesque woman.
Yeah.
I will definitely tell you, none of those people came to see the comedians. Like, they didn't give a damn. Like, we was literally like almost if the DJ was playing music in between acts. Like, it was like light entertainment between the next titties coming out. Like, they didn't care nothing about us at all. Like, they wasn't laughing. But when them girls came out, I mean, the whole atmosphere changed.
Well, I have done one. There used to be a show at Scores. And it was kind of like that. It was 4 comics on a show, but there was 4 dancers. So they'd have a comic, then a dancer would come up for a few songs, then another comic, then a dancer for a few songs, then another comic and a dancer for a few songs. And it actually kind of kept their attention a lot better than you would think, you know? Because they were like, oh, let's laugh at these jokes so the titties come back, you know?
Interesting psychology.
Let's laugh at these jokes so the titties come back. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Until the titties come back.
All right. Well, shout out to titties. Let's. I don't. I feel like we was on it. Might as well shout them out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's been on a good tit one day, breastfeeding or something. You know what I'm saying? Titties are the reason why we are here today.
Well, yeah. Everybody.
Hey, that's a good question. We should wonder: did Jesus get breastfed?
Oh yeah. You didn't waste that back then. Everybody.
Oh my gosh. Formula didn't exist back
Was
then.
Jesus on the tit?
No, the funny thing is that not only did he get breastfed, but everybody, because when women lactated back then, like everybody would come around for some milk. Like,
gotcha.
Yeah, like go read Grapes of Wrath. It ends with the grandfather nursing off a pregnant woman.
Gotcha.
Like, and that was just back in the 30s. So.
Oh yeah, they were just freaks.
So.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. All right, we'll say that one for another time. Did Jesus get breastfed?
Did you tell us how your week was, Rudy?
Was there anointing in Mary's?
How are you doing today, Rudy?
Not with Rudy.
Still inappropriate, obviously. No, I'm good, man. I'm good. Busy as ever. You know what I'm saying? About to embark, you know, on a lot of you know, cool business endeavors, as people would like to call them. Some people with sanity may call it complete suicide, but you know, it's a story of my life, so I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? And yeah.
Wait, what you say about suicide?
That's how I know y'all weren't listening.
We were
all y'all heard was suicide, and all of a sudden I got y'all attention. That's wild.
You said you were embarking on some business
Ventures, Rudy.
I said, I'm going on business ventures. I said but some sane people would call it suicide. As far as what I'm getting ready to do, they would call it suicide because, you know, most people with sanity, you know, are kind of like more conserved people. Like they're not going to take the chances. I would just say. So that's why I just said, you know, some people would probably consider it suicide.
We heard you.
I didn't say I'm committing suicide.
I didn't think you said that.
I didn't say that at all.
I didn't think you said that.
I promise you, I'm not killing myself. I promise
just in case I needed to call crisis or something. Like
no. I don't want to die anytime soon. So I promise you, I'm not killing myself. Like I literally want to live to 100 at least. At least.
Really?
At least.
Have you seen 80?
I haven't. That's the point. I want to see 80. I've only seen
80 looks rough. I wouldn't want to be 100.
Yeah, for white people.
I'm about to say 80 for black don't crack. What you talking about?
My grandma lived by herself until she was like 91 before she finally needed assistance, and she was driving, cooking, everything. You know what I'm saying?
My grandfather's 88 and he drives.
Yeah, Janessa met her great grandparents. Remember at some point in time.
I do.
That's too much life.
No, 100 years compared to eternity being gone. How's that too much life?
It seems like too much life to me. I mean, I'm 40 and I'm thinking like, let's wrap this shit up. You know, like already.
But I'm just imagine being 100 and you just getting to really think back to what things were like in 2020, and now you know what I'm saying. You have it's whatever year you sitting looking like, oh man, you know, I get to just really just witness what the fuck happened to me. I think that's dope. But you know, so I would definitely want at least 100, if not a little bit longer. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to be ready to go when I die, not like oh it's too soon. I want to be like I want nobody to be sad. It was like about time this about time. I don't want it to be a dry eye. No, I mean a wet eye nowhere at my my funeral. Because everybody they tired of my shit. They like we tired of wiping his ass. He's shitting on himself. All right, anyway.
74, and I'm out.
74.
74. That's young.
You got 34 years.
Young. Oh yeah, super young. This is
74
young 74-year-old.
74 is young.
74 is young. Who's 74?
Careful what you say. That might come to life.
You got 34 years if that's the case.
That's fine by me. That's 34 years. I could raise another human and be done.
Damn. All right. I guess, huh? All right. Well, just out of curiosity, before we move to the topic, Janessa and Kellie, do y'all have like a time frame y'all want to live as far as like an age that you ever thought about getting to?
I would like to live to my 90s.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I said 100 too in my head.
Gotcha. Okay.
Scientists say the first person to live 150 years has already been born. And I saw that and I was like, 150? No, that's too much.
Well, I would imagine
some folks live that long.
I about to say in the Bible days, wasn't people living to like 800 or something, or 600 or something like that, 400?
Yeah, I think their math might have been off though.
They was multiplying every year.
Yeah.
Every birthday you multiply by 20.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like dog years.
Right.
Yeah, they were still measuring with like cubits. Like there's not there. The calendar might have been off. You know.
Gotcha. Say less. All right. Well, let's get into this topic for today that we have so thoughtfully put together as what are your thoughts on other religions? Now, for you listeners, this conversation kind of stemmed from might have been me or somebody asking in reference to I think it was me in reference to like we all grew up just a Christian, grew up with our Christian fathers, preaching fathers, and Christian mothers and siblings and whoever else. But as you get older, you do get introduced to other religions. I remember even when I was in elementary school, that was my first time, which I guess is not too late, but that was my first time being made aware of a Jehovah's Witness. I think she was. Because like they didn't, and it was because she didn't celebrate like holidays and stuff. Like I remember like it being Christmas time or being different times, and her like maybe it was like a Christmas party came up or Valentine's Day or something, and like she didn't participate. And I remember like having that full conversation, her explaining to me like, oh yeah, we don't do that. And of course back then I'm like, well yeah, that religion sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like why would you not want to celebrate your birthday and stuff like that? But then as you get older, you just learn about other, religions in reference to what they stand for, the similarities they have to Christianity, and sometimes it can make you ponder the thought, which I think, Janessa, you were kind of saying, what if we were wrong this whole time and somebody else was right? You know what I'm saying? Or what if bits and pieces of what we have is wrong, but bits and pieces of what they have is right? And so it just leads us to the broad question of just our thoughts on other religions in general. So I can give my thoughts later since I just gave this whole exposition, but if someone else wants to embark, that will be fine.
So I mean, to start off initially, I mean, of course I've been exposed to other religions, like you said, Jehovah's Witnesses. I have family members that are Jehovah's Witnesses, and but I don't know if there's anyone that has swayed me from Christianity, good, bad, or indifferent. I probably haven't even taken a deep dive into other religions, to be honest, to even explore differences, similarities, those type of things. I haven't. So for me, as far as thoughts on other religions, how it's impacted my own beliefs, like I said, I mean, it really hasn't. Like I said, it's I've been exposed. I understand, of course, that there's other religions out there, that other people practice different religions. That doesn't really sway me any.
Is it due to the fact of just say what you were raised on and you're not gonna go against that type of thing, or just say even afraid to go against God type of thing? Like, oh, if I start checking this out, like, will God be like, well, you was going to heaven, now you're going to hell? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think it's like that type of shift, or was what you heard or what you learned about just not, it just didn't hit?
Yeah, I think it definitely wasn't a fear. I mean, I think, no, it definitely, to answer your question, no, it definitely wasn't a fear. It definitely wasn't, if I explore something else, then God's going to send me to hell instead of heaven. Right. It wasn't any of that. I just really just haven't had a deep interest to look into other religions like that. I just haven't. I'm sure Terry can give us a totally different perspective, but in terms of me, like, I just haven't had, I had the interest, but not the interest to do the research.
Gotcha. I guess I got one more question on that. So, do you have just that much faith, just say in Christianity, or I guess because I guess maybe I'm asking this because I feel like ultimately every religion or anybody's a part of any religion, I think the biggest thing most of the time is the afterlife. Like, we all definitely want to do what it takes to not burn in hell once you die. You know what I'm saying? I think that's kind of like everybody's ultimate goal. What are the right and wrong things? How should you treat your neighbor? How should you love? How should you, do things to please God? What must you do to be saved? All these different things. Because you don't want to just say deal with the, eternal punishment or whatever. So I guess, like, do you have enough faith in just your upbringing, or did something maybe happen with as an adult that you learned more about, just say Christ or whatever, that solidified this faith that you have and to not want to go to other religions and find out? Or do you just literally not give a damn about other religions? and you just like, yo, this is what it is? Probably
a mixture of all three.
Okay.
To be honest,
gotcha.
Probably I like the way you pose those three responses. Probably a mixture of all three. I think I have faith in my upbringing. I think I have faith in my father and what he has taught me. I think that with that, I've also had my own experiences and explored spirituality on my own that has confirmed and solidified some things for me. And then because of that, I don't really, nothing else really, excites me to let me go and explore this and see if this is something else I want to practice, in addition to, in lieu of, Christianity. So a mixture of all three. But definitely, like I said, not a fear. I'm gonna go to hell if.
Right. Gotcha. Okay.
Well, I was gonna come at it from a kind of slightly different angle. I was thinking about what am I thinking about when I come into contact with other religions? And coming from like a Christian standpoint, we're supposed to be being disciples and going out and spreading the word of God, the good news and all that stuff like that. And when you come across somebody who has a different religion from you, sometimes I just wonder, like, oh, well, what is it that they believe, just like I believe what I believe, and you're not going to change my mind. Like, what is it that they believe that they believe is not going to change their mind?
Right.
And how, as Christians, if I'm just coming from a Christian standpoint, how are we supposed to be impactful in the world when there's all these different religions or opinions of how things should be done? Like, we could come at them with the Bible, but if the world comes with something more appealing, like, how do we compete? So sometimes I think about different religions from that perspective. Then sometimes, I don't know, maybe I'm weird. I just have conversations with myself in my head. But like, say I pass a mosque or something, and I see a bunch of women dressed in their gear from head to toe, like especially in the Clarkston area in Georgia, and I just wonder, like, man, what exactly is the religion, and why do they believe so strongly that they have to be covered?
Right.
Things like that kind of cross my mind, like, wow, because if it was me, like, maybe because I've lived my life the way I've lived it, I can't imagine being covered. But clearly for them, that's really important. Like, they really believe that. So just things like that, is, I have random thoughts about religion.
Do you think that the other religions just say that have women covered up a certain way or whatever, and that level of dedication that they have, or even other religions where they pray at a certain time every day, facing a certain way, do you think that just say that doesn't exist in Christianity because of the freedom that we have, just say in Christianity? Because I mean, granted, we talked about some churches that may be traditional with like no women in the pulpit or no pants or makeup or whatever. But to my knowledge, I don't think there was ever a, wear this certain type of gown to cover up everything but your face type of, shindig. You know what I'm saying? At least not in your experience growing up as far as with church. So I'm saying, like, you
mean like a nun's habit?
Yeah, but it's nuns, that's for Catholic, right? That's not Christianity.
Christianity is literally all Christian religions come from Catholicism. Catholicism was the first.
But I'm saying, yeah, but that still doesn't answer my question. I'm saying because Christians don't have popes. You know what I'm saying? That's not a thing. So what I'm saying is there are still some separation. And I'm saying as far as going to catering to her experience, as far as going in Christianity, I do, to your point, think that it may exist, even just whether it was Catholic, Christian, whatever. But do you think it's because of that freedom, Janessa? I guess is what I'm asking.
I kind of do, because I mean, maybe I just don't know, but I don't know of I don't know the different levels in other religions, like, because just to try to make it clear, because I think it's a little confusing, like, in Christianity you have some super conservative Christians, and then you have this new age Christian that's out there, and then you have everybody in between.
Right.
I personally don't know of any Muslims where there's a range of different types of behaviors, or Hindu. Hindu. Make sure I'm getting it right, or just any, like, I just don't know of any level separation in other religions the way it is in Christianity. So I'm assuming because you do have that freedoms, or have those freedoms, maybe that's why. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, every religion has moderates, that just, even the Jewish community is the first one that pops to mind, because you have religious Jews, and then you have cultural Jews, that just identify culturally. Same thing with a lot of Catholics that, I'll go on Easter and Christmas, the big holidays. That's about it. So I think all those, Judaism is the one that almost got me good, because I don't know if you guys know what Yom Kippur is, but it's the greatest religious holiday I've ever heard of.
What do you do?
You can sin all year, but if you don't eat for one day, all your sin is wiped out for the whole year.
There you go.
Come on now.
There you go.
That's brilliant. You know.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
It's like the reverse purge. You know.
Exactly. It's like a spiritual cleanse. You know.
One day.
Yeah.
All right.
Yom Kippur, the High Day of Atonement, I believe is what it's called.
So do we? So I mean, that's a good point, though, Terry. So do and this isn't necessarily coming at you personally off of what you just said, but I mean, is that really a thing as far as like just in the world in general? Even kind of piggybacking off of what Janessa said, as far as you know, we kind of pick and choose, just say whether it be religion or rules or anything based off of what's most appealing. You know what I'm saying? Because like honestly. Yeah. Let's just say like religions could be something you could just choose. You know what I'm saying? You can go to heaven through all of them. You just get to choose which one you want. I'm pretty sure the one that Terry just was talking about the line would be long. You know what I'm saying? Like all we had to do is not eat for 24 hours. Like
there's only about 14 million Jewish people in the world. So
right.
Or I think it's like 2.9% of the American population is Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
So no, it's actually pretty short. Personally, if like you said, if all religions led to the same place and you just get to pick whichever one you want to, you got to go Islam. I mean, 72 virgins, not a problem. You know? I mean, come on.
I mean, probably from a male's perspective, though. I don't know if a woman would enjoy it as much, but okay. But I'm saying, I think, even because I was even thinking about Janessa, when you were talking about like, you know, we think one thing is Christian, but then if the world presents something else, because even just say like with anything, I mean, it could be you know, music, it could be drug usage, it could be acceptance of homosexuality, anything. Like all these things are like if you're a Christian nowadays, especially if you like one of the old school Christians that's like that used to want to like gay bash or whatever like that, like, oh, you know, y'all gonna go to hell for that. You ain't getting away with that shit now. You know what I'm saying? Like the LGBTQ would have been shut a church down. You know what I'm saying? These, I'm just being real. Like back in the day, it would have probably been the other way around. You know what I'm saying? They would have came in, you know, just painting over every rainbow they saw. You know what I'm saying? With boldness. But now, because things have changed, are those Christians who feel that way, are they wrong? Now that shit has changed. You know, now that the narrative has changed, or are they still right? But just say the world's perception of certain things. It don't have to be by gay. I'm just saying anything.
No,
has the world's perception tainted the way just say Christians even handle certain things?
No, they were always wrong. It just took them a little while to figure it out. You know, and we do cherry pick. I know plenty of Christians that cherry pick out of the Bible. You know, they'll use that line in Leviticus about a man lying with another man being an abomination, and then I'll say, well, 4 scriptures down from that, it says eating the flesh of a shelled fish is an abomination. It uses the same exact verbiage. It's like, you love crab. Why is that not an abomination? And the other one is, oh, well, you know, they always go like, well, those were different times. And I mean, you used to be able to, you'd get sent to hell if you wore a shirt that was made of 2 fabrics, you know? So you can't, and they always go to the Old Testament, you know, and it's like, that's supposed to be the old stuff, you know?
Right.
JC was supposed to change everything.
JC.
You know, so why? Yeah, he's got 99 problems, but the cross ain't one. But what? That was adorable.
It wasn't. It was not. It was not at all.
The dad joke. You don't have to have kids to tell dad jokes. No, but
that's true.
You know, it's one of those things where it's like, I know my father's favorite scripture is God is love, you know, because it basically goes to the heart of everything else. Because you can use the Bible and scripture and religion to hurt other people, you know, and if that's what's in your heart, it's going to bring it out, you know. So you can always fall back to the whole God is love thing, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that. I just I mean, well, I guess Kellie and Janessa, what do y'all think in reference to my question as far as the I guess the church having to adjust to the world based off of the world standards as opposed to the other way around? And once again, you don't have to use my gay reference, but I'm just saying in reference to anything that we do, like with the cherry picking and everything me and Terry was talking about. Like, what's your thoughts on that?
So I was gonna say one of the things that I think the church is seeing now is, I think there's certain things in the Bible. I think what's in the Bible is right. But I also think the church added their own extra stuff.
A little sauce on it.
Saying what is right and what is wrong.
Right.
And they didn't do it in the most loving way, So now, not only is the world changing, you have this generation of people who are like not just going to go along to get along. So they're going to ask questions. And then when what what you say doesn't match up or has no facts or as the kids say, receipts, there's no receipts to back up. Then I don't want to say everybody's like this, but it kind of makes this new generation a little bit more rebellious towards the things that are actually in the Bible,
right?
Because there's animosity now, just kind of with the way they maybe look at church or religion in general,
right? So
I think the Bible today is still the same Bible that was 200 years ago or whenever it was made. I just think the culture of religion has, made it. We ourselves have made teaching what's biblical a little harder now, based off of some of the other stuff that we or I don't want to say we, but the church kind of threw in over the years or centuries.
You talking about because of the extra sauce they was throwing on the Bible, it makes it even harder to now just say approach somebody with Christianity or whatever, because they're gonna automatically think about the people and what they did back in the day.
Yeah, and even the extra sauce they put on the Bible, or even just the extra stuff they taught and just under the covering of the church, like the pants or the or red lipstick or stuff like that has no biblical basis. But I'm sure we all know several churches that back in the day would pull you to the side or have something to say. So
yeah, I mean, not to mention that, but even going back to the homosexuality thing, like, imagine how fabulous church could be, if they just embraced it.
Well, number one, they definitely embrace it in Atlanta. Okay, I'm gonna just say that they don't care. Yeah, trust me.
I guess I'm from a different time.
They don't care. They don't care. Trust me. No, everybody up in that thing in Atlanta. I ain't gonna lie.
Because back in the 90s, people cared. It was a different climate.
But I'm saying, but Atlanta has its own climate in general, is what I'm saying. As far as with homosexuality, so that's anybody coming to shut that down is already late to the party going to Atlanta.
Yeah. Even in Atlanta, there are lesbian and
gay churches
and gay pastors. Like they have first men's and first lady. Like that's like a thing. So I mean, like some people just made it their, made their own church. And
would y'all go? Would you go to that church?
No. I'm not laughing.
So you wouldn't go? Would you?
She said no.
Would you attend a church service with an openly LGBTQIA plus pastor, minister?
No.
Whoa, that was a fast no.
Kelly, what about you?
No.
Would I attend the service?
No, my that was your question. My question was, would you be a member?
A member? Probably not. No, probably not. Would I attend the service? Probably. But would I be a member? Probably. And
you would attend the service like for what? Just out of curiosity, or? Yeah,
I mean, like if a friend invited me, to a service. I mean, I probably wouldn't be, just I'm gonna go because they have a openly gay pastor. But if I had a friend that invited me to a church service or something, I would not go.
Mm-hmm.
So like maybe if you were in college, you'd be open-minded and you'd give it a try or something like that.
Not even in college. Like I would go now. What you saying, Terry? Terry always got some other.
What? No, I'm saying that people are more experimental in college. So maybe maybe you go to the church.
But no, I would I would go now. Like I have friends that are a part of the LGBTQIA plus community. That, like I said, that they have I've attended events and parties, and so I won't go and attend an event or a party and not go to the church service. I'll go to the church service. Like I said, now is it an every Sunday type of thing? Is it I'm gonna join and be a member? Probably not. But when I go to the church service, yeah, a word is a word.
So what if, and this is a question for really all three of y'all, but going back to Janessa and Kelly too. So what if like the pastor was like openly a crackhead, like a crack user, I should say. I don't want to call him a crackhead, but like a crack user. And I didn't say just drugs or whatever, because I don't want to do it to marijuana. Crack. If the pastor was using crack, like and it was and when I say openly, meaning not that he was using it in public, but like it wasn't a secret.
This is former or present?
No, just like that pastor was currently gay. I'm talking about current crack user.
Hey, listen, if it's good enough for the mayor of Washington, D.C., it's good enough for the pastor.
Was it good enough for him though?
Marion Barry?
I know who you're talking about. I'm saying, was it good enough though? I mean, he got cased up. Go ahead. Would you go to church? Would you be a member of the church?
No. Would I be a member? Definitely not.
No, I wouldn't do that either. I mean, but why are we equating, hard Schedule 1 drug?
Nobody equated anything. I just made a different example. I'm just
we went from gay to what if the pastor was a crackhead?
Where should I have went next? Well, if he was a vegan or something, what would have been the next step? Like what do you? I just made a different example
on both.
I wasn't bouncing from gay to crack. I just was thinking, okay, well, because after everybody kind of answered, I was just wondering, like, I wonder, like, how would they take it if he was like a drug addict or something? So
well, what if your pastor took a vow of abstinence for his life, like a priest?
But then what?
No, I'm saying, like, would that weird you out to know that your pastor, is a 60-year-old virgin?
Like,
I don't know this dude,
No, it would not weird me out. One, it wouldn't weird me out because that's none of my business. I would not know.
What if he did know? What if he made it public? He was like, yeah, man.
Well, how's that different from the gay guy?
Power to you. May God help you. What's the word for the day? Still not none of my business.
I like it. Mind your business.
What you say, Kelly?
What about the 60-year-old virgin?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, like I said, it's some type of discipline. I would not go. Yeah. I mean, that's what we're supposed to do. Is it not? If we're not married?
What if that was the requirement to attend his church? You got it. Well, not that you have to be a virgin, but like from the time you become a member, you have to abstain until marriage.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But see, that's some cult level shit to me. Like,
it does sound a little cultish.
No, it probably is.
He's just throwing out questions.
I'm just throwing it. I get that. Definitely cult,
but it is a little cultish. But yeah, no, I have no issue with that.
Now, what if
that is what the Bible says, though?
But lastly, Kelly, so I get that you would just say would do it now because you're kind of more in the mind. Just say you want to eventually get married sometime soon. But what if you was like 21? You know what I'm saying? And you wasn't getting married no time soon, and you gotta wait 15 years or something like that. You gotta go through all your college years, all that.
Not a problem.
There you go. Good answer. While the camera's rolling, huh?
Not a problem. Not a problem. Where is that church?
I feel you. Well, I mean, I guess getting back onto the subject at hand, as far as like thoughts on other religions, I've definitely had some deep conversation with people. I feel like you never really realize how many people you've met in your life until you kind of like either run into them again or just kind of evaluate. And I've really met a lot of people, talked to a lot of people being in the Army. And that was just only being here in the United States. It ain't even like I went nowhere. But the conversations I would hear and the perspectives that I would hear of people of how they, you know, look at God and view God, even amongst Christianity. Like I've talked to an older dude I know here in Miami. He's a comedian, and he's older, like in his 60s or whatever. But he's very, very adamant that like he believes in God 100%. Like he, you know, he'll tell you like, oh, you know, like all things are possible through God. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, keep God first, all that, right? But he think Jesus is a fluke. You know what I'm saying? Like he think Jesus is just something somebody kind of just made up or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because of like even to the fact of like him thinking that like a person really gonna die for you. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody gonna really sacrifice their life like for you. You know what I'm saying? Like you can miss him with all that. You know, and then even with some of his other reasons, just if you're questioning, you know, Christianity, he kind of uses even as a joke on stage, but it's also serious because I've heard him say it in conversation with like going to funerals. You know what I'm saying? And like you go to a funeral and like the person who laying in the casket could have been a stone cold murderer. You know what I'm saying? They could have killed 75 people, but at the funeral, we're gonna say God called him home. You know what I'm saying? He or she home, or you know what I'm saying, or he's going on to be with the Lord. And his point was, why would I want to go to the same place as this motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? Like if this murderer can go to heaven, why would I want to go to heaven?
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Like why you know what I'm saying? So because apparently if everybody's allowed, it's not as exclusive and wonderful as it's basically being portrayed. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, that didn't necessarily make me jump on board with him, but I understood his perspective. When you looking at it on the surface level and how things are presented, even to Janessa's point about the sauce that was thrown on things, it can leave it open for people's own interpretation, and then they can get the wrong idea about church and Christianity and stuff like that based off of kind of what's presented. And I think we could possibly get the wrong idea about other religions based on what's presented to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I would have never fooled with any other religion, especially not growing up, because in my mind, I thought that Christianity was just the only right way. Now, whether it is or not at this point, that's not the point that I'm making. But in reference to even thinking that anybody else could be remotely right, have any other principles or morals that actually align, just say with the same God that I serve, I would have never just say been open to that growing up, because in my mind, I only knew one thing. Not that my parents told me to stay away from other religions, but I never knew one thing. And I'll say this lastly, but I think what kind of gave me my openness to other religions is my dad. Because even as a pastor, like he used to watch Minister Louis Farrakhan all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like all the time on TV. And not so much because he was, you know, trying to convert or whatever the case may be, but he always wants to know what everybody's thinking, how everybody feels, what everybody believes. Because for whatever his own personal reason, I'm not going to answer that. But that then kind of made me look at the same thing to realize like, oh, like there's a lot more, you know, things that are not just one-sided. Has it got me to the point of conversion to something else per se? No, but it definitely made me, to your point, Janessa, evaluate or reevaluate all the sauce that was taught on the lessons that I learned growing up.
And not only that, when you try to dismiss other religions, when you try to that's not this and that, you just show insecurity about your own. Like my dad was always like, oh, if you're interested, go learn. You know, he's like, go learn. I mean, he gave me a copy of the Quran. He's like, you want to learn about it? Here, go read it.
Right.
You know, which, by the way, it's a terrible read. Everything's written backwards, first of all, so you have to read from right to left instead of left to right, and that just messes with your head. Plus, I don't know if you know this, they're not fond of women. They're not. That's not the greatest thing. I
don't think anything back in the day was fond of women.
Yeah.
Rights, religion.
Ladies have had it rough.
Yeah.
About 99% of human existence.
For sure.
But no, he was always like, no, go learn. He's like, I did. He went to school. He went to college. He went to majored in theology, and you know, And so he got to read up and learn about everything else. But he did it with the way that he said it with such confidence, you know. It just always hit me like, yeah, because he's like, go ahead, go learn, you'll be back.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
I feel you. I feel that.
It's kind of like that girl you date where she's like, oh, you want to try somebody else? Go ahead. No. You'll see how good I am when you come back, you know?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's what Kelly doing with her boyfriend. Go to the strip club. Look at them bitches.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then you come back home to this preacher's kid.
That's right.
Pray over you. I can cover you.
That's right. I'll show you how to really clap here at the house.
I'll show you how to invest those tips into tithe.
Stupid.
That's a good subject for next week. Is it good to give the church dirty money? Like,
actually, my dad,
that's what I'm saying.
Funny, my dad said, like, if anybody ever won the lottery, don't tell him that you won it if you're trying to give the church that money.
That's what my dad said too. He's like, I would never take money off the lottery.
Off the lottery.
I'm like, are you out of your mind?
Terry, we right here.
He has very much changed since then.
Not only would I take it, how much you won, so I can know this. I need. I need tithe and offering.
Right. Off the whole amount, not after taxes.
That's gross, people.
Yeah, gross. Absolutely.
Whatever, gross. You know what I mean.
I need all that.
No, that's what I'm.
I need all that. You feel me?
Yes.
No, that's real.
Right.
That's real. I would definitely. I mean, I know we're gonna talk about it later, but if I was a pastor, I would take it. The money. I don't care where. I ain't gonna say I don't care where you got it from, because I wouldn't take it just say from like sex trafficking or something like that. But you know, I would definitely pick and choose my sins of where I would take money from. And the lottery.
Well, why not? The Bible says God can work all things for good, even sex trafficking money.
No. Right. The money could be worked for good. I just don't want it. Because for one, you going to jail if I find out. Number one, let's start there.
Oh, you don't go to jail
for the church. I know, but get in this jail cell real quick, because
you don't go to jail for taking money from criminals.
Right? No. I'm talking about the sex trafficker going to jail.
Well, if that was true, there'd be a lot of most of the Catholic Church would be in jail right now. If you could be in prison for taking dirty money, that's not.
Oh yeah.
Not to mention most politicians. So.
Oh yeah. Well, that's another thing too. Politicians showing up to churches during campaign time. That's a whole other podcast.
Yes.
But anyways,
what you allowed to say and what you not.
You feel me? Anyways, Kellie Lee, give us our rundown to the church announcements.
All right, guys, let me tell you where you can find us. If you're looking on Instagram, you can find us at The Worst Ones PK. Thank you. I needed to come up with what I can say.
So excited.
Sorry, Rudy. And I gotta show y'all this picture of me and Rudy from a couple years ago. I'll put it on the screen in a minute. Okay. So YouTube, Spotify, The Worst Ones podcast. That's where you can listen to us every week. All places where podcasts are found. I listen on Apple podcast. And when you listen, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And that's where you can find me. And that's where you can find us.
Hey. All right.
Why did me get top billing?
Because the rest of you guys are going to publicize your own Instagram.
Kellie did not want to be left out. Okay?
Right. And that's fine. The Worst Ones, PK. That's mine.
Right.
Well, you can find me at Melanated Brews for all things coffee, tea, and beer. I have not gone to a coffee shop this week. I'm going to go tomorrow. So hopefully I'll have an update for you on, what to check out. But yes, Melanated Brews. We have fun over there.
Liddy.
Oh, my turn. Terry Wayne Comedy on all social platforms. And if you want to come on and discuss why Janessa is talking about beer, or as I call it, the devil's juice, and saying it so openly like that. You can come, we can discuss, you know. And then you can follow me on all the social media platforms anytime you want to come out and see the stand-up. I can always get tickets for shows that are charging, and, you know, whatever. That's it. This is done.
Gotcha. Catch Terry performing at your local strip club.
That's true. Any strip clubs that want to book me, I'm more than happy to show up. I will do it for free. Yeah. We'll tell jokes for lap dances. That should be my
lap
dances and laughs.
Yeah,
Right.
lap dances and laughs. That's actually a cute tag.
I know. I should start a strip club show. And
You
call it
should.
Lap
I just
dance.
need my credit.
I was about to say, but you need to give Kelly her 10%.
You guys know,
Okay,
Kelly,
you
you
get
are a
credit.
preacher's kid who don't even want your boyfriend going to strip club. How are you going to take credit? We just talked about dirty money.
Hey, Kelly, I need at least 2% of that 10%.
Credit for a dirty idea, Kelly.
Lap dances and dirty money. That's what the show's name is.
As long as they pay tithe from the dirty money, it's okay.
Right.
Lap
Here. Not my man.
That's right. If you give 10% of your money, it automatically washes the other 9%.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just like the 1 day of starving for the rest of the year. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
Yom Kippur for your G-string, I guess.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm with it. And for myself, please follow at the podcast official page. It is the once a month podcast we do the last Monday of each month on Zoom. We have really dope conversations. We got another one coming up in 2 weeks. I guess it'll be probably almost 1 week from maybe the time y'all see this. And the new episode drops this coming Monday, which is, what is this Monday? The 14th. Episode 3 drops from what we recorded last month. The new topic will come out on the 21st, and then we shoot again on the 28th. So if you're hearing any of these dates prior to then, you know, you can participate in all those things. So follow us there. The Zoom link is there. Clips are there. All the above. And other than that, that's about it. I'm about to go do some comedy. You know what I'm saying? Janessa finna go drink coffee.
I'm about to go work out.
Kelly finna go work out.
Go ahead,
So
Kelly.
she can look like a stripper for her man. And then
Right. So he ain't gotta go to the strip club. Be clear.
I love when people clap when
Terry, we have to clap on beat. Clap on beat.
You don't gotta go to the strip club.
You feel me?
Strip club body at the house.
And Terry Wayne will be performing right before Kelly gets on stage with her new body.
Laughs and lap dances.
Laughs and lap dances.
Dark chocolate.
And until next time,
Kelly.
Oh, my bad.
What'd you say, Terry?
I said, what would your stripper name be?
That's a good question. I'm gonna let y'all know next week.
Preacher's kid.
Right.
Okay. You have to give us 2. You got to give us your Preacher Kids edition and your regular.
Yeah.
All right. I'll let y'all know next week.
Say less. Till next time, like us, comment, follow us, all that stuff. We out.